And there are homework that we are going to do with you together as we're building our own challenge. And the reason why we want to do this is to inspire you to join us and take this challenge together, build your YouTube channel with us in real time, and hopefully, make some money.
Or it could be the old instinct from high school to try to get someone else to do our work for us. We'll see.
Exactly, right? We want to involve you in what we're creating so that our job is not that hard. Um, but before we do that, I want to share with you guys what's happening tomorrow. So, tomorrow, I already told you, Philip Stutz is coming to That Geek Show. And this is where you can join in. Let me just mute this. You can join in and speak with Philip Stutz face to face in real time. Ask him anything you want about marketing, promotions, consumer behavior, messaging, how to engage your audience, how to find your audience. We're starting in 23 hours on the dot. So tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern, just come in here, click this button, and you're gonna get notified when we are going live. So that is happening tomorrow. I'm super, super, super excited because the guy is like super, super, super busy. And it'll be fantastic to have him on the show. And next, we are gonna go into our new segment called Not This, it's not called that. Our new segment is called
Changing landscape.
The Changing Landscape. So we're gonna, so we're going to talk about this, Paul. Let's talk about this.
Well, so the bigger thing is, I do think I'm glad we're doing this, right? Because I think that if I'm paying attention every week, at least once a week, you and I come back to continuing to look at what's happening in the business world and the personal development world relative to the pandemic, right? Like there's stuff happening to the point where like we just can't ignore this. So the latest thing, what was the one you put up first?
Twitter.
Was it the
He's
Twitter?
going to let everybody work from home.
Yeah, Twitter is saying, look, we get it. You like working at home. Your productivity's good. We're going to just let you work from home for as long as you want.
Which is really interesting, right? Because one of my clients is a crisis management consultant, and she goes like, the biggest crisis right now that all her clients are coming to her is, should we let people work at home? Should we insist that they're coming back to the office? If they do, what do we need to do? And like partners are fighting over this because some of them micromanage and they need to see people in cubicles. And then some are going like, well, it's totally fine, right?
This is we've been talking about this for weeks, right? Like we pay attention. That's what I like about us. We pay attention and we saw it coming. Like you can't care about the stuff we care about and be paying attention and not see this coming, that people were going to go, I guess going back to the way things were isn't probably the best thing necessarily. But there's all these variables, right? There are like what if you are a micromanager and now you can't do it? You must be freaking out right now.
You know what? Yeah. So, and it's really funny because some of the employees have this mindset of like, I'm just, going to be off for 2 days now. And so they're like, well, I'm just, going to turn off my phone and turn on my computers and you can't reach me for the next 2 days. And people go like, the fuck? What do you think this is? Why? They're going like, there's so many people who will take your job right away and will work right away. And you can stay at home watching TV forever.
So that's again what this is what we say, the changing landscape of business is really the changing culture that we're all going through in so many different ways. Like there's going to be some people who lose on this stuff because they're going to just not get it and they're going to make stupid choices sometimes like that, and they're going to lose a job.
Right. But it's fascinating because it's like, it's almost kind of like the employee doesn't understand what it takes to run a business. And I still remember this, I went to, with my kid Leo to the playground and I'm sitting on a bench waiting for Leo to stop biking and come over. And I'm sitting next to this woman who's on her phone very, very loudly, and she's an employee. And she got a laptop from the company and she's bitching about her boss requiring her to be on the laptop and what does she need to do and all that stuff. And in my early days as an employee, I'll be like, yeah, how can he demand all that stuff? But as an employer, you go like, I need you to do a job. Why are you complaining about the job you've been hired to do? Right?
That's one of the quotes that Gary Vee comes up with over and over again that I love. It's or a theme, maybe not an exact quote, but over and over again, I've seen him talk about the idea that it's unfair for people who own businesses to expect their employees to treat the business like they do. Because he's like, they fundamentally can't be as invested as you are.
Yeah,
Right.
well, I
And
don't know,
then there's all the varying degrees that come from that. You go, well, but they should still care about doing their job properly.
that too, but it also, I really think it depends on the employer, right? Like some businesses, like some employees, you can offer them way more money and they'll never leave because they love the work environment, the place, and they believe in the mission and they want to be a part of whatever it is that you're doing. So they're like fantastic people who would fall in love with your business and help you grow it. They just don't want to run their own businesses. And when you find those, dude, hold on to them,
Yeah. Yeah. Pay
right?
them. Right.
Like,
Pay
yeah.
those people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like super lucky. Like all my guys are like that, and I'm like every team meeting. Thank you so much. Like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
appreciate you. Yeah, they're fantastic. So maybe it's a management, maybe it's a leadership question. If
It's
people are
never just
having,
one thing. It's never one. It's always multiple things. That's what makes it hard to make it all work well. Right.
yeah,
Is it's,
it's
yeah.
people, right? People. The second thing in the changing landscape is the state is moving fall semesters online. California, is that California? Is Cal State?
Yeah, so Cal State there's different university systems and there's public institutions and private institutions in every state. So Cal State has announced that they're not going to bring students back in the fall. They're going to continue distance learning all the way through the fall semester. And some people who haven't, I've worked at a university, and so if you haven't, it'd be easy to go, why are they making that decision in May? And it's like, you got to understand, there's a lot of logistical stuff that to get ready for a fall opening, you have to make those kind of decisions now, because you bring back staff way before the school opens and you train your new staff, and you've got literally like, you make a decision like that affects like the dining halls, the
Right.
custodial staff, all this different
Right.
stuff. So, you can't just wait and then call it at the last minute.
Right.
You have to literally plan. People take for granted the incredible logistical challenge at big schools like that of moving in multiple thousands of students in a single day, getting them the traffic and the management of, so those decisions are going to start popping up over and over again now. So yesterday, a school here in New Hampshire announced that they are going to bring students back in the fall, but they're going to change a whole lot of ways that they do things. They're a small school and they're in the country. So they feel like they've got more space. They can change things. They don't have intense amount of bodies on campus.
Right.
But even then, they're saying they're not going to do they're probably not going to do group sporting events necessarily and group entertainment events and stuff.
That's interesting about Texas, because Texas is all about football, right? Like,
right?
I think it's this one. Longhorn.
Yeah, hook 'em.
Yeah. When I graduated from UT, they won the championship, and so the entire graduation was about and I still don't know. It's this one.
Yeah.
I don't bleed orange, but it's very interesting, right? Like they're like such a culture of football.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah, and you're talking about millions of dollars in revenue, millions and millions. So that's where, again, this changing landscape, the bigger theme, there's a lot of stuff still to look at and figure out and watch for the blowback from it. And there's a lot of stuff to keep our eyes on.
And so, guys, keep watching us, because we're going to be covering this for you. Keep an eye for you. So if you want to join us and have a conversation, hop on here, viralconnectivity.com/live. Hop on in. We're going to have a conversation together about something super, super cool. Check this out. If you guys haven't yet heard us, yesterday we talked about this. There is a 7-day YouTube challenge where Sean Cannell and the Think Media team are walking us through creating and monetizing a YouTube channel. Today they're talking about the secrets to getting discovered and getting massive views on YouTube. This is live right now. But what Paul and I are going to do right now is we are going to go over the homework from yesterday. And the homework from yesterday was about getting clarity. What is your channel about? Who is it for? Who is the audience? What are you going to cover? And we are going to do this with you in real time because a few things. One, what do you want to see from us? Are you our audience? Tell us so we know that we're talking to the right people. And two, maybe by seeing how we're doing it, you guys are going to get inspired and jump into this channel challenge. It's completely free. And you are just missing, I think, day 2. Day 1 started yesterday, so you can catch up with us. And then maybe we can go on the journey together. So so this is it. This is the worksheet from yesterday.
Wait, can I take a moment though?
Take a moment.
I just want you all to know, if you don't feel inspired, it's appropriate for you to send a complaint to ifatcohen@gmail.com.
Oh my
That's
God, you did not just say that.
YIFATCOHEN@gmail.com.
And let
Thank
me
you.
know who you are, and I'll put that in my blog. What the fuck are you putting my email in front of everybody? This is how this video goes down, being edited. I need to add like a beep sound
It'll
to
be
all that.
fine. It'll be fine. It'll be
Yeah,
fine.
nobody's
Don't be a
watching
baby.
it. Nobody's gonna have my email. Alright. So if you're not inspired, turn off your monitors right now.
All right. I love clarity. I think it's the most important thing when you're trying to get anything done. You got to start with some kind of an exercise that helps you attain a new level of clarity. So I love that Sean and his team are doing this. I think it's awesome.
Well, good, because I am not a detailed person, so I'm glad we're doing this together. So what is the purpose of our channel? So it's called why is it jumping? Hold on a second. Make sure I can edit. Okay, so it's called The Naked Truth. Why is it full? There we go. Naked Truth. About marketing, business, and personal development, right? So that's what we're called. What is the purpose?
The purpose. So we talked about this. We talked about so this is basically like, what's our mission, right? Our mission is to help people understand particularly small business ownership, marketing for small businesses, and personal development issues that would, even though you might think of them as personal development, we bring ourselves to our business, right? So personal development issues that would creep into how you start your business and run your business. And
so we're helping small business owners with marketing, business, and personal development. Are we giving tips and tools? Are we, because based on this will dictate what our shows are about, right?
So, yeah. So, I mean, I guess we drill even for that's what we do, but is that
Right.
our purpose? Our purpose is to help people, isn't it?
Yeah, but you can't just say help. We need to say who do we help and how do we help, right? So do we help 30-year-old moms entertain their kids, keep their kids busy, that kind of thing, right? So now we have
Right.
moms and they're only 30 years old. So then we're niched. So we're helping small business owners with 3 things: marketing, business, and personal development. Are we helping them with specific tools? Like, I would love to do reviews, right? Like software reviews and stuff like that people can use.
We've done that a little bit already, right? We did our examinations of Zoom and StreamYard, and we're doing a little bit of that. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So, yeah, tools. We definitely talk strategies a lot. We talk with our guests and with ourselves. We talk a lot about strategies, tactics. We even talk philosophy, right? We talk about broader philosophy behind, why is it valuable to do, things the way you do, because it's part of a bigger philosophy of building community and connecting with people. And so that's part of it.
By providing tips, tools, and strategy to help them. So we help small business owners with their marketing, business, and personal development by providing tips, tools, and strategies to take them to, moving to the next level or something.
Yeah, to help them grow, to move them to the next level, whatever your sort of
Well, we already
catchphrase
said
is.
help. That's why I'm like, we're gonna help, help, help. We're always helping.
Yeah. Well, I think that is again like so to me, that's not a cliche to me. Like I really try to think about how everything I do, I want to live a life of service,
Right.
you know, and there's more than one way to do that. But for me, whether I'm doing like I honestly think of when I do entertainment, when I'm doing a stage show, that's to me is service. It's bringing some joy and
Right.
some laughter to people's lives. If I'm working with a client one-on-one, that's service. If I'm, you know, mentoring my small business people, that's service. I really feel like ultimately I want to live a life that's service based, you know?
Yeah.
So
So we need to combine something here with both, right? Because you're helping small business owners. I help those who already, $1 million and up. So how do we combine? I mean, and you can argue that small business is a million and up, right?
so that's, you know what, it's funny. That's almost, I don't want to digress too much, but I was just thinking about that the other day. You thought when I saw an article that said that, you know, the PPP program that the government
Yep.
rolled out that, and it was an initiative of the Small Business Administration. And then I started seeing these articles that like these companies that I do not think of as small businesses, these multi-million dollar companies were taking loans in the PPP program. And then people were finding out about it and there was an outcry and some of them gave the money back and some of them didn't.
Right.
And I was like, it's one of those things you take things for granted. So I'm like, I guess, well, how do you define a small business versus a medium or large or, you know, like how do you do that?
So from what I've heard is that small businesses is between 3 million and down. So you're making three
Okay.
million a year or 5 million a year and down, and it's usually based on how many employees you have. So between 1 and 10, that's a small business.
Yeah.
But 1 in 10 can make 3 million a year, not in revenue, right? Gross. So
Gross.
yeah.
Yeah.
And hey, Stuart, he's here. Um, so 3 million and down. So 3 million, that's kind of like my sweet spot of where I can help people. But you're helping people before the 3 million, right? You're helping
Oh
people who
yeah.
are like
Way
a hundred
before.
thousand.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so our channel needs to be kind of like our combination of both, right? Not just the small, just starting out businesses, but also those who are like at the 3 million and now want to scale a little bit,
Right.
and get there. So if we're looking at what we're about, and I think if we say small business owners, I don't know if that encompasses, both.
Well, look at the audience that we're attracting so far. We're definitely attracting almost entirely small business owners. Like we don't have a lot of 3 million and above people hanging out
But that's why we're
catching
doing
this
this
show.
challenge, right? So that we are
Right.
attracting the people that we want to attract. So we are very systematic about this, right? So we're not going like, oh, yeah, we'll just put videos and whoever sees them and likes them, come on. Um,
So once
so
again, for the record, for everyone, Ifat doesn't care about the people who make less than $3 million a year. Paul does. Just if you have a complaint,
no, if
send
you
it.
want to make less, go to Paul, and his email address is Paul Ramsey with an A.
You can send us Paul at paulramsey.com. I'll give my email out. I'm
Oh,
not afraid.
really? Paul at Paul Ramsey, not like Ifat at YCN Media Group?
Yeah.
Really?
You just gave another one.
That
Now
one is
you-
fine. The other one, I don't know why you're giving it away. Man, this video is gonna be like.
This is the most fun I've had all week. Come on, focus, Ifat. We got this sheet to do.
Okay,
Let's.
so let's do, so let's find the intersection between the 100,000 and the 3 million, right? So how do we define that? Because that's going to dictate who are we talking to and how we're talking to them.
Well, so you know what? That's interesting because my first instinct is I have no desire to talk to those people, but you do, and I guess that's part of what I like about this partnership that we have is we can kind of do this a little bit, right, in our
Yeah.
shows, like you routinely connect with the people you're talking about. I almost never do. I much
Right.
more stay connected with the small business people who really want to just get to that 6-figure level, never mind the 3 million level.
Yeah.
So how do we And I think that's part of what makes us good to watch. I think that's part of what makes us fun and interesting to watch, is that we do flow a little bit, not to the point where it feels really random, right?
Yeah.
So how do we honor that and leverage it even more?
That's what we're trying to figure out in this
Yeah.
clarity thing. So maybe, you know what, maybe let's do a little search and see what's the small business definition.
Well, wait. Look at that sheet. No, we've got to start. Go to
Okay.
the next question. And the next question might actually help us go back and further flesh out the first question.
Okay, so what are the
Look at the next
reasons?
question,
Okay, what are the reasons? Reason number one, we
right?
want to help. Right?
Because that's what we were already talking about, really. We were already sort of working on it,
Right.
right? We want to help people. We want to we want to get expert positioning, right? We want
Yeah.
people to see us as seasoned small business operators who, I've got 16 years of experience. You've got around the same, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So together we've got like 3 decades of experience combined. Like, we're trying to get that authority positioning from that we've put in the time. We've managed to make our businesses work for that long. So we're striving for some level of authority.
Right.
What else?
I want to build an engaged audience, right? We want to build an audience. Want
We
to,
do want to build an audience.
not fans, not just followers, but we really want to build an engaged audience that shows up and talks to us, with us, right?
One of the things that we do that I don't think
And
we ever explicitly talked about, but I know we do it, is we look to create collaborative relationships, right? Like, we don't just look for guests. I mean, we
Right.
start by looking for guests, but we just don't want any old guest. We want guests who might like to sort of stick around a bit and who might want to work with us on some other project at some point. And
right.
right?
Yep. So, right? So we do want to make money and sell our programs. We want to help people. We want to build our authority. We want to build an engaged audience. And we want to make money, and we want to increase our network, which is our net worth, the people that we're connected to.
Yes.
So we want to help. We really want to help people. So my thing, I want to help. I'll write what I want, and then you'll write what you want, and then we'll figure out the intersection. So
Okay.
I would like to help people be happier,
Yes.
work their passion, make money from their passions. That's what I want. And so whatever your passion is, I'm sure that I can show you some tools online that you can start using to help you, monetize your passion. It might take time, right? It might take a while to do that. But if you follow through and you stick with it, then, you can do that. As we've seen with, what's his name? Warren yesterday. You can take an octopus and turn that into a community. Wasn't that crazy?
That was fun. That was fun. He was crazy dense on how much stuff he knew, wasn't he? It was very impressive.
Yeah.
I think too, you value this. I just don't think maybe it's so basic that you don't talk about it because you're just like, duh. But I think it's important too that what we do is that we help people connect with each other. I think with where the world is at, whatever we do, and I would even argue a lot of what other people should be doing in similar spaces as us, is, if we're going to help the world get its shit together, like, we got to help human beings feel connected again. People are sad and scared and angry and all those other negative things because they feel so disconnected.
Yep.
And YouTube is a great example of how YouTube a lot is really just the content that a lot of people are putting on YouTube is really just like, consume my content,
Right.
consume my content. But it's like, no, we can do better than that. Not just consume my content. Like, let's connect human beings again, and let's help people feel lovingly connected to humanity.
So, which is exactly, yes. So that's what we want to do, right? So in our overly connected world, we are starving for connection. And we would love this show to be the place where you can connect to us and each other, and, pursue your passion, be happier, help others, be with others, right? Yeah, so I'm totally about that. Totally about like, okay, so it's not just be, so make money. We do want to help,
That's nice. Yeah, I like money. Money's cool.
right? So we want to help people connect and make money.
Yeah.
Form their passions, right? Or so connect around their passions and make money.
Yeah.
Also kind of like, you know, like have fellows for the journey, right? Because especially when you start, it's very difficult to start alone. And you know, first time on camera, first time putting a website up, first time you know, putting a lead magnet. What is a lead magnet? Is this the lead magnet? Headline, right? All that stuff that goes online. It's
Right.
very, very difficult to do that alone. Um, which is why we want to do it with you guys, right? Not in kind of like a broadcasting way, but in a conversation engagement type of way. So our
Right.
channel will be where you can find us and come and converse with us.
So let me ask you this. When you say our channel, like what's gonna, because we haven't even talked about this really, is I kept thinking that we would have a YouTube channel as a way to host our content so that we could stream it on our site. Like, do you want people actually going to our channel?
I want them I want them to come to our site, but we are going to put it on YouTube because YouTube is the second largest search engine, and that way we're going to get in front of more
It'd be
people.
silly not to let people go there as well. Yeah, okay.
So, and if you subscribe to the channel, every time we go live, you'll get on YouTube will mark it for us, right? So every time we go live, YouTube is gonna notify you that we are live. And if you're not on your email at that moment or you're not on social at that moment, you're still gonna get that mobile notification that we are live, and you can come hop on in and engage with us. So you'll know exactly where to meet us. It'll be the website, but you know, we'll email you, YouTube will email you, Facebook will email you, everybody will email you to make you sure that you are coming in and having not forgetting us.
Right.
So we will start a new channel. We will do that as part of this challenge and as part of setting up our website and our name and everything. And we'll start from scratch, like everybody, right? And we can move all our videos. We can link all our videos to our new channel. Paul is like, what? That's one of the... We'll do that. We'll do all of that.
How many YouTube channels do you have right now?
Just one. Well, one that I'm using. Four?
I
You
have
know,
four.
it's so hard to build one. Why build four?
Because I was stupid. Well, so, and this is a great example of, again, it's what you know, I've learned this over the years. So what I did was I started with one, and then it was my entertainment channel, right? So it had all my highlights from my stage shows, and it was my way of being able to link potential clients
Right.
and give them demo, right? And say, this is what it would be like if you hired me. And then I started adding different forms of content. Like when I started interviewing hypnotists,
Right.
I put it on that channel. And then I noticed how it immediately had a negative impact on my viewer user experience, because people were coming there to look at the stage show stuff and seeing these one-on-one interviews, and you could tell they were like, why is this? And they were having to sort and so then I was like, all right, so really you started a different brand for yourself, but you put it with your existing brand. Don't ever do that again. So then when, you know, Manny St. Victor,
Yep,
when Manny and I
totally.
started doing interviews talking about the bridge between neuroscience and hypnotism, we made a channel just for that. And then I wanted to start training hypnotists, so I made a channel just for that. And,
Right.
you know, like, and so next thing you knew, I had 4 different brands that I was trying to build, and I had a channel for each one. And then there were good things about that, but there were bad things about that. That's a whole other conversation at some
Yeah.
point. Yeah.
I think because we have our own website and because it's the two of us, we should have our own channel, just for this specific thing, right? That we
Yeah.
created, and it'll be very interesting to see how we build it from scratch, with everybody involved. So, okay, so what we want to do, what the reasons why we're having this is because we really want to connect people. We want to build our expertise. We want to engage an audience that shows up and talks to us, with us, make money, and increase our net worth. So what does a winning YouTube channel look like? I would say engagement, which is comments, views, and clicks to our live show, right? Which is website.
I think of it as a channel where the content is so good that people comment about how good the content is.
Yeah, so the comments, right?
Right. But I'm very specific, like, you know, like not just like, not like just hitting the thumbs up or that. I mean, literally
Right,
like
right, right.
people
So like
like when
meaningful.
I learned that from doing that channel with Manny, actually, where when we did those interviews about neuroscience and hypnotism, that was 5 years ago. And our content there was so good that we still have people commenting on it 5 years later.
Yep.
And asking questions for clarification. Like people are still engaging with those videos. We have not touched them or done anything with them in 5 years, and people are still engaging there. And I'm like, that's how you know you did some good stuff.
You know, my most, I think my most watched and commented on channel is how to do Hangouts on air from YouTube. It still is. Now people are commenting now and going like, well, now that that's done, what now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's kind of like one of the top viewed, commented and stuff.
That's cool.
So 5 questions. Our audience is both, right?
Yep.
Age, I would say what, 40? 35 to
yeah, maybe
55?
down to like 35 to 55 probably.
Yeah, what happened here? 35 to 55. And life stage, so they're established business owners, right?
Yeah, it seems like it.
What type of cause are they passionate about?
Saving the whales. No, that's not what you meant. No,
Cleaning
all right.
the ocean, saving the octopuses. What causes are they passionate about?
They love owning their own. They love small business ownership. They love. I think they're people. I think we tend to hold on to people who really value lifelong learning. Like a lot of people who like the stuff we talk about seem like they like thinking about the new things that we're talking about. Like especially when we grab like articles and stuff. And there's a like lifelong learner component there, I think.
Yeah, they value connection and conversation.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, this is actually something I wanted to share with you and I forgot. So I was invited to participate in an online summit, and the guy goes like, the interviewer, he goes like, I've been following you up for years. I've been seeing, which to me it's always funny, right? Like stalker. But I've been following you up for years and I love what you do. And I'm so excited that you came and spoke on this summit. And I'm like, so if you're watching me, why aren't you coming in and having a conversation with us? And he goes like, honestly, I was afraid. And I'm like, what? So I was like, I wonder how many people there are watching us right now. And they're like, I don't want to interrupt the conversation. I don't want to jump in because I don't know if I'm going to fit in or not. So this is something that we have to kind of like.
Yeah. I don't know if there's always something you can do about that, but at what scale is the question? Because I really think, like, I think back to when I first learned, I can't remember who did it, but remember back in this is back in like the Google Plus days, somebody wrote an article, which it was when they, as far as I knew, they were first introducing that idea of influencers. They were defining the different roles. Like you can be an influencer or I can't even remember what they all are, but I remember that the people, whatever role they called it, the people who basically just sit there and watch were by far the biggest group of people.
Yeah. So most people like, are voyagers, right? They're sitting on the sideline and they'll never take any action. Totally.
Yeah.
And there's usually like 1%. If you're getting to 2%, that's fantastic. 1% of the people who actually will take action and engage and do something. And stick with it. Yes, but there's a difference between like, so this guy is actually running a live summit and he's, you know, he is on camera, he is interviewing people and stuff. So it's not kind of like, he's not taking action. And still he's like, well, I was afraid of coming in. And I was like,
yeah, I don't know. It's strange. It is. Right? It's strange.
I don't know. Maybe we need to be friendlier, or just come on,
Well,
guys,
it's like
we're not gonna.
well,
We don't
listen though,
bite.
it's not fair though. Like you literally invite people every single episode, like at least once, and usually more than once.
Yes.
So I think about, I go, Jesus, like I kind of want to, whoever these people are, I kind of want to go, what do you guys want? Like she invites you every episode. Like she's not doing it just to be polite. Like she's doing it because it's
No,
part of the
I actually
format.
want to talk to you, people.
You know, like, geez, come on. You know, like, let's
Yeah.
go. You know,
So,
I don't
so
know.
the invitation is open, guys, and if you want to come in and talk to us and pick our brain in real time, this is the place and space to do that. Um, Otherwise, you're gonna have to pay us a lot of money to jump into our calendar. So take advantage of this. Okay, so we are almost out of time. Let's get it done. What are they
What's
currently
next?
struggling with? They just don't know. So my people struggle with what's the best. ¿Qué pasó? Okay, here we are. They struggle with what's the best tool or strategy, right? Strategy to achieve my outcome. Usually the question is like, well, how do you do this? Well, how do you do that? Well, how do you do this?
Right.
So that's usually what they struggle with, and they get overwhelmed. Come on, overwhelmed with all the Google results and don't know what to choose, right? And after they chose it, don't know how to apply it. And after they apply
notice-
it, what results they should be seeing.
Did you notice in the live stream almost every day? This is one of those things where I go, gosh, like so many people get focused on like what they're asking, like Sean and his crew. They're like, what camera do you use?
Right,
What
right.
editing software? Like they get so, it's like, dude, that is not where you start. You know, like don't worry about that stuff. Like this work that he's having everybody do is so much more important than what camera you use or what microphone you use or what editing
Yeah,
software
but you know what?
you use.
Nobody wants to. I don't want to do it. Like, you know, I love the fact that I can do it with you because
Yeah, it's a little
stuff.
easier.
Yeah.
And that's when yesterday he had during that live session, he was really talking about how important this stuff is. And you could see people in the comments area were really like, I'm so stuck right now. They were doing so it's fascinating to think. So like he's got what, 12,000 people in that group.
Yeah.
There was like 2,000 in the live stream.
Right.
And like so many were like, so they know they want a YouTube channel enough to sign up for this thing. And then they get to that moment of truth kind of, and they're like, I totally don't know why I want a YouTube channel. You know?
Yeah, you know, so it's interesting because I'm in the VIP group and I just messaged them. I was like, you know, I would love some help brainstorming with Sean and his. I was like, okay, do you do that for the VIPs? I don't know. But I would love some help talking about I'm That Geek show. Because I'm That Geek is all about me geeking out and talking to people that I geek out with.
Yeah.
And I'd love to get, because they're such high caliber, I'd love to build an audience at that level that wants to geek out with me on these things. So I don't know how old they are. I don't know what they're, you know, I don't know how to do all that stuff for I'm That Geek because
Yeah.
I'm That Geek is only, you know, the only thing that connects that SEO and the former ambassador to the UN and the, you know, Walt Disney is me, right? I geek over this stuff. So I don't know, like maybe there's a lot of people in the audience yesterday who were like, you know, my channel is about me geeking about the stuff I geek over about. No. So I don't, if they offer that to the VIP, that'll be fantastic. With you,
Yeah.
it's different because we both have different goals, right? We're doing this for a shared thing, so it's easier for us to brainstorm. But for my own stuff, I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I should do that. I will do this for myself as well. So what type of content are they looking for online? Well, how-tos, right?
How-tos. I think they're looking for a certain level of not a lot, certainly not even close to primarily, but a certain level of reviews or what I would even call like discovery, like when you were like let's talk about Telegram. And I think
Why?
I was representative of the audience almost, where I was like, what's Telegram? Like,
Why?
like I think there's a value there of like, people do want to know, they're like, tell me about something that could help me that I don't even know about. People tend to first go, I know I've heard that this can help me, but I don't know how to use it. Could you
Right.
help me learn how to get value from it? But then I think there's also that, like, there's stuff out there that I don't even know could help me discover that stuff.
So, and I love that you brought that up because one of those things is a plugin that I found that is a replacement to ClickFunnels. And I'm so geeking out over this.
Yeah.
Tool, like I'm so geeking out, and I'm gonna get the plugin developer to hop on our show, and we're gonna show everybody because
Nice.
those who don't even know what ClickFunnel is don't even get like why I'm so jazzed over that one thing. one of the ladies I talked with, she said it takes a very special person to get this excited over a plugin. And I'm like, you don't understand.
That's awesome.
I'm like, this is so cool. It's so cool that I'm like, dude, I want you to be bigger. Like, I'm introducing him to so many people that can like buy his product and start sharing it and talking about it and using it, because it's, you guys, when I share it with you, you'll be like, oh my god, this is awesome. So these are the reviews. Useful and entertaining, Stuart says. So he's looking for stuff that is useful and entertaining.
That's me. I'm useful and entertaining.
Yes, you are. Actually, I think we both are.
I think so.
Yeah, I think
You're useful most of the time.
Come on, with my Israeli accent, I'm more entertaining than useful.
You're both. You're doing great.
Thank you.
All right, we got to tighten up. We're running out of time here.
So how
I'm not
does
helping.
our YouTube channel help our target audience? Well, they find all that stuff, right? So
Yeah,
what
that's
we're
sort of
focusing
almost
on
like see
is
above.
how-tos, reviews, and maybe vlogs, right? So that's our Monday musings.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the type. So how does it help them? Because they find these things that help them. So what are the outcomes your channel provide for your target audience? Education, right?
Yep.
Education, connection, real-time connection, entertainment.
Go back up to the one above. You know what? In a nutshell, I think the thing that really and this is a credit to you more. I recognize it and have jumped on for the ride. But what you really do is you're always finding this stuff, and what this channel, one of the big things it's going to do is it brings resources and practices to people faster than they would get to them on their own, just like searching YouTube or Google.
Yeah.
So that's like traditionally what we'd call the learning curve, right?
Right.
Is their learning curve on their own would be like this, right? It'd take longer to get up.
Right.
But like, because of what you and I do is we're looking for the cool stuff to talk about, and we're focused on talking about the application of it. We're taking that learning curve and making it go like this.
Right.
So that you're getting up way faster.
Yeah. So that comes,
I don't know how you summarize that in like a sentence, but that's what I think that's what a huge chunk of what we're really doing for people.
Reduce the learning curve. Education, real-time connection, entertainment, reduce the learning curve, and
That's it.
Get faster results together. So why would they watch us? To get all that stuff. What type of content will you be creating? So let's do this. We are like way out of time. Let's continue this, or maybe kind of like summarize this on our own, come back with the results.
Yeah.
And tomorrow, guys, what we have is this friend of ours, Mr. Philip Stutz, gonna come in, and he's gonna talk about the consumer behavior in COVID economy at the same time. So we are at 11, 1, 2. I need to put like a little thingy behind you. 11, 1, 2.
Just have a graphic.
Okay, we'll work on it. Damn it.
Make it like a whoa. It just comes up. Like that'd be cool. You could do that. You know how
Of
to
course, I
do
know
it.
everything. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow at I'm That Geek with Philip Stats. And on Friday, we'll continue our journey of the YouTube challenge. If you guys are interested, the link is in all the posts that you're watching us. This is the place on YouTube. They're still going on with the live. It's a bunch of stuff. So hop on in, have fun, go through the same exercise we did, and we'll see you tomorrow.